Hey, what's up guys? Sandy back with Level 1, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Royole Moon 3D Virtual Mobile Theater. That's right, this thing is like a home theater system that you can put on, like VR almost, and wear on the road. And it does play 3D, and it does so phenomenally, by the way. So, here we go. This is the box. It did win an award in 2017 at CES for innovation, and yeah. This thing was pretty dope. It was actually really fun reviewing it. Even though I probably look weird wearing it, like anyone wearing like a VR or 3D headset would look. But it was worth it. Yeah, so this thing is a full portable home theater system, and it is full HD 1080p resolution, a very high pixel rate and frame rate. It is 3D optimized and it detects 3D automatically, but it does have a button that you could turn it on and off with, and the 3D on this actually looks a whole lot better than the 3D on my television. And it's probably because you're wearing it and it's just all closed off, so it does give you like that full movie theater 3D view, which is pretty amazing. The sound on the headphones are great. It has active noise canceling, which actually works better than some of the headphones that I have tried. And this is not even like just about the headphones, it's the screen, it's everything. And the sound was actually phenomenal. And it had high frequency range, so it picked up a really good low bass and high treble. And it was just really great. It supports Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, connected with HDMI. And yeah, you could pretty much connect this thing with anything. Like, you could plug it in and go. It'd have one connection problem, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So yeah, high frequency range, great bass, great sound, crystal clear. The colors were vibrant, it looked clear. It really does look like you're in a movie theater. Like, they have it set so that it looks like you're looking at an 800-inch screen and you're sitting about 65 feet away from it. So it does have like that IMAX view, and it does look really good, honestly. And as expensive as it is to go to an IMAX movie theater now, you could sit at home and get the full experience. So this is what they look like out of the box. Well, they're folded up right now. You can I was wearing them, so the band is shorter, but you can extend the band, right, so that it slips right over, and then you can carry it around, and so that just makes it a little bit easier, right? Looks like Cyclops almost, right? Like your Cyclops from the X-Men. But easy to put on. You just lift this up like that, and you can adjust it back down to like fit on your head, which is easier when it's on your head. I made it look way more complicated, but pretty simple. You can adjust the face mask also, bring it in, take it out. And it's actually really comfortable. Like, if you look at it, there is a lot of padding here, so it doesn't pinch too much, and it doesn't feel soft. The only issue I had with it, as comfortable as it was right here. The nose area doesn't have padding, and they could have put like something right there, because after a little while it does sort of start to press down on the nose a little hard because there's no padding. But you could slip something in there and soften it up, because I did try that, and it does help. But again, like, they should have just added like a little bit of padding there to begin with. Cool color. We have the gold pair. So it has 32 gigs of storage, so you don't even have to connect it. You could actually add your movies or TV shows, you know, add some Dragon Ball Super on here and just go to town watching it. The only problem that I did mention with the connection a little bit was Mac. Because this thing was based off like a Linux, and it uses like a very similar to Android OS, it does help because it comes preloaded with a lot of stuff, a lot of support. And it's great because it means that it's easy to port apps for this thing, so more apps could come in the future and should be coming. But you have to use Android file transfer. If you're using a Mac like I was, I had to use a PC in order to move those files on here more easy. But if you do use Windows or whatever, you just plug the wire right in, the USB, and you can drag them right over. External storage will pop up and you just drop and drag, and it's that simple. It was pretty easy to use. The only problem with the connections were, you know, it's too many wires sometimes, it feels like, right? Like if you're charging it at the same time and you're connecting it using HDMI, you have like 3 wires, because then you have the actual wire that's connected to the box. Like, it can be a little bit annoying, but it's easy to connect. Like, it's very simple, and I'm going to show you the connections in a second as well. But again, this thing has 32 gigs of storage, so you can store a pretty good amount of things. And this also does have a 5-hour battery life. 5 hours doesn't seem like all that long, but if you're taking it on the go, like 5 hours should be long enough. And remember, this thing is like a home theater system, so 5 hours for powering up all of this seems like reasonable, I guess. And it takes about 2 hours to fully charge it, and you can plug it in while you're using it, so that's cool. And this right here is the box where you store everything and connect everything. It would have been great if they could just put all this stuff into the actual headset, but again, like, this is just where you connect everything. Like, you push that button and turn it on. Right here's the USB-C that you connect the actual home theater system to, and then you have your micro USB for charging, and then right here is the micro HDMI where you would connect out and in to connect it to your TV. And it's that simple. Like, you want to hook it up to your Xbox, you want to hook it up to your computer or whatever, you just micro HDMI to whatever you're using and you're good to go. So it's pretty simple to use and pretty straightforward. But you could also connect this thing over Bluetooth. So if you have like an Android device, it's even simpler. That's one less wire that you have to connect. And you know, that was pretty great. Another problem that I did have, like, this thing has a trackpad on the side for you to use, and that's pretty easy, simple to use like any other trackpad, up and down and all that stuff. But you have volume here around the outside, which is really cool. But sometimes, like, when you're swiping or whatever, you have to like really swipe, because it'll take it as a press, and there's like, I go to like rewind and I accidentally press and it just pauses instead of rewinding. And you have to be sure that you're up on that ridge, which is easy to feel, but you know, a couple times I accidentally swiped up here and ended up like fast forwarding the movie instead of raising the volume. But that's more of like you like judging where it is. Again, this thing can play almost any video file, and I mean like almost any video file, so there's no converting files for it. You could just drag them on and play. You don't have to convert anything, which again is great. Like, they really did a lot of work on the software end to help out. Any small problems were really just like with wearing something like this, because it is a big headset, but it wasn't too bad. Like, it was comfortable, and they look kind of heavy. Like, when you're looking at them, it is about 1.5 pounds carrying it around. But when you're putting it on your head, it doesn't feel that heavy actually. You obviously not gonna have that like, oh, I put on my headphones and I don't realize they're there because they're light and comfortable. Like, obviously you realize this is here, and that's because it's pressing against like the front of your face. But it's not uncomfortable. You could definitely watch a full movie, because I watched a movie in about 2 hours. I watched Amazing Spider-Man, and it was perfectly fine, honestly. It was pretty great. They come with a bunch of trailers, Amazing Spider-Man one of them, and you can see it right out the box, even without adding any movies. Just watching the trailers, you can see how great the 3D is, how clear the screen is, and how great it sounds. Honestly, this thing really does sound amazing. I was actually impressed by the headphones, because I knew it would look great, just by looking at the specs and everything. But sound is another thing. Like sometimes a company would make a great screen and they would like skimp on the audio quality of an item, or vice versa. And this thing was actually built pretty good all around, and that was pretty great. But again, I didn't have too many issues with it, not too many problems, which was awesome. But all around, a really good home theater system. Like, I will definitely continue to use it, especially if you like, I use it at home, like if I just wanted to watch something and drown out the noise or whatever. Like, I put this thing on and just tinkered with it for a little while. And only problem I really had that was annoying was, again, like the trackpad, me not like pressing or whatever. And but overall, great experience and a great item. Honestly, it was a really cool item, and it comes with all the connections, you know, the micro to HDMI cables, like all that stuff comes with it, which I thought was great. Also, you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of cables to connect this thing up and hook it up. You know, and everything adjusts, everything. Like, so once I put it on, like, just pull it down and it just sits there like pretty comfortably. So you can adjust all the parts, and it's pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it. At first, like, you have a little trouble trying to find the menus and stuff. One thing I would have liked to see was maybe, like, because it does run on that OS, on that operating system, like, they should have used like a voice activation or something where you could just talk to it and have it pick up speech, so that you're not like using this trackpad to like enter like the Wi-Fi and all that stuff, and it would have been a little bit simpler. But one of the main features also on here that I did forget to mention, right here on the bottom, right there next to your 2D 3D button to turn it on and off, are these two adjustments. I wear glasses and I'm not wearing them right now because you don't need to wear your glasses with this. Actually, this is to slide the screen for your eyes, but this right here you can adjust so it can actually fit to your vision and your prescription and stuff. You just have to tinker around with it a little bit. It took me a little while because I was like back and forth, but I got it, and it actually worked pretty awesome. And the only thing is, even without my glasses, like the letters were still like a little bit like fuzzy, but it wasn't, but the screen itself and the movie itself looked amazing. I didn't need glasses for the actual video. So yeah, Royole Moon 3D Virtual Mobile Theater. They did a great job with these. I actually enjoyed this a whole lot, and I definitely liked using them a lot, and I'm pretty sure everyone else is going to enjoy them as well. Yeah, just a great headset and a great home theater viewing device, I guess. Shout out to them for making this, because this is cool. This is like one of those things that you don't really think about, and then you see it and you're like, oh, that sounds really dope, and you use it and you're like, okay, this is something that I didn't know I wanted until I actually saw it and put it on. And I think that's also something that you look at pictures online, and it's a shame that I can't actually show you what it looks like, because it's, you know, not like a TV that I could play it for you. But this thing does look amazing, and I think that if you went and you actually put them on and saw the picture and you heard the sound, it would definitely be that thing that you didn't know you wanted until you put it on and used it, and you're like, okay, I need one of these. But yeah, I'm positive that they're going to come out with HDR 4K versions in the future and all that stuff. But right now, this is just the 1080p, you know, full HD, and it still looks great. So thanks for checking us out. It's Andy again with Level 1, and yeah, we appreciate it. Make sure you stay tuned, check out the site and all the other cool stuff that we're going to be reviewing and posting up. Cool games, a lot of indie games and stuff like that coming up. And yeah, thanks a lot.